Well, hi everybody. All right, let's get ready to go ahead and start creating our color wheel inspired artwork. Our focus today is going to be really learning and remembering the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, and our secondary colors, purple, orange, and green. Now I'm going to focus on this color wheel because it has all of the pieces that we're working on learning. This color wheel only has our 3 primary colors, but we know that our color wheel is going to have more than just those 3 primary colors. We're going to have all of our colors, the primary and secondary. So this is going to be our main focus. What we're going to do is we're going to create some beautiful color wheel art right here on our paper. I've got my inspiration, Mr. Bob Ross, the great American painter himself. He's going to be hanging out with us while we're creating and hopefully guiding us with his cool, calm spirit. All right, so to start out, we're going to need some circles. I've got here my big bucket of crayons. You can use whatever you have at home. I know that everybody's working from home right now, so you may have a big bucket of crayons like I do, or you may just have a pencil or a marker. Whatever you've got, if it makes a mark, go ahead and use it. So I'm going to start out, I just grabbed a neutral gray color. This could be kind of fun to start out with, starting out with a neutral color. Now, what we're going to do is create flowers with our color wheels. Well, we're going to take our flowers and turn them into color wheels to help us learn and remember our primary colors and secondary colors. So, if you want to, you can draw your own center circles for your flowers, or if you want to, you can go on a little scavenger hunt in your house and look for some round objects that you could trace. Tracing is a skill that's always good to practice. Now, when you trace an object, you want to pick the side you're going to trace. That goes down on the paper. My drawing hand is going to hold my drawing tool, and the helper hand, it's got to do a lot of work today. We're going to press and hold. You don't have to press really hard. Just hold it so that the object doesn't move. See how it slides? We don't want that. You want it to stay put, but you don't have to press really hard. So I'm going to twirl around it. Notice my helper hand, it's not moving. This drawing hand's doing all the work, but I can't quite get around, so sometimes you might have to move your helper hand out of the way. And that's okay. Helper hand is helpful. He's happy to move. So there's one big circle. I drew a little circle. You can even trace small little circles like this. These are a little trickier. But same idea. Helper hand holds, drawing hand draws. So hey, look at that. I've got 3 circles. Notice I spaced them out. They're not right next to each other. That's because, guess what? We have to draw some flower petals, but we're going to draw them in a special way so that we can put our primary colors on and our secondary. So there are how many primary colors? Red, yellow, and blue. That means there are 3 primary colors. So I'm going to draw 1 flower petal, 2 flower petals, 3 flower petals. Now, it's a bit awkward because look, I've got a big space here, little space here, little space here. Don't worry about it. We're gonna make it work. But I do want you to have some space between your petals because these are the primary colors. And we know that in between the primary colors go the secondary colors. So, hey, if we're gonna be using our colors, we should probably go on a little primary color hunt, right? Now, I don't have perfect reds in here, but look, hey, that guy, he's close enough. We'll say that's a red. And this is not like a perfect bright sunshine yellow, but you know what? That's close enough. So we've got red, yellow. What's the last primary color? Blue, you got it. I think this is blue. You know what? I'm going to test it. If I have a color and I'm not sure what it is, this is what I like to do. Oh, check that out. Yeah, that's blue. See, I used the back of my paper to test it out. All right, so now that I've got my 3 petals and I've got my 3 primary colors, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some red. Now, here's a little helpful coloring tip. Did you see what I did to color my first petal? Yeah, I colored around the outside edge of my flower petal. I went carefully. And now that I did that careful coloring, look what I can do. I can do kind of a quick coloring because I don't have to be careful about going out of the edges because I already did that careful coloring right along the edge. And then boom, there's my red. Now I'm going to do my yellow. I'm going to do my careful coloring around the outside edge first. Careful coloring is just like careful cutting. Some of you might remember that from last week or the week before. We do our careful coloring, our careful cutting, and then we can do nice big old sloppy coloring to get the job done. And then our last primary color, blue. Oh gosh, look how bright he is. Nice. I'm going to do my careful edge coloring first. And then quick color in the middle. All right, cool beans. Look at that, we've got 3 primary colors. Now, guess what? We need our secondary colors. How many secondary colors do we have? Purple, orange, and green. We've got 3 secondary colors. So let's go on a little hunt in my big old crayon bucket. Hey, you know what color this is? Yeah, it's purple. You know another name for purple? Violet. You might see that on color wheels. Instead of the word purple, you'll see the word violet. Here's another violet or purple. It's darker. You know what? I might test both of those and see which one I like better. So we got purple. We've got green. What's the last one? Orange. You got it. Here it is. All right. Now, I'm going to need my gray crayon to draw my other petals. So I know there's a color between red and yellow, right? There is a color between red and yellow. So I drew a petal there. I know there's a color between yellow and blue. So I'm going to draw a curved line there. See how now there's a petal there. And there's a color between red and blue. Let's draw another petal there. Boom. All right, so between red and yellow is orange. So I'm going to go ahead and careful color with my orange. Careful color around the edges. And then quick color inside. There. Now, between yellow and blue is green. All right. Let's get our green in here. We'll do a careful color around the outside edge. Oh boy. Gonna be beautiful. And then a quick color in that petal. All right. Last one between blue and red. Between blue and red is, yeah, purple. Now remember, I had these 2 purples. I'm going to go ahead and test it out, which one I like better. There's the light one. There's the dark one. Ah, I gotta go for the dark one. Yeah, look at that lovely violet. So I'm gonna do a careful color around the edge. And then a quick color inside. Boom! And look at that. Our very first color wheel flower. And man, they're just so bright and beautiful and colorful. Color is one of those magical parts of art that really can lift your spirits depending on the colors you use. And it just fills me with this warm, happy feeling. Sort of like Bob Ross. When I watch Bob Ross paint, man, it just fills me with that warm, happy feeling, right? So that's one flower. You'll notice I still need to do something with that center, right? I mean, hey, we could use the gray, and I could give it a little bit of a line pattern inside. Do like a little crisscrossy action. Or you could color it solid. Yep, could do that. And now with these other circles that I traced, guess what? I'm going to make some more color wheel flowers. Hang on a second. I'll be right back and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. All right. Hey, so I just wanted to share with you real quick. Notice my big circle? I've got my 3 flower petals for my primaries, making sure I leave room in between, right? So I've got 1, 2, 3. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully color these primary color petals in first. I suggest you do that too, because remember, our goal here is to learn the 3 primary colors and the 3 secondary colors that go in between, right? So hang on a second. I'm going to color and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. I did my coloring for my primary color petals for my big flower here. What I want to do is show you, hey, oh my gosh, look what's going to happen. There's not much space between my first flower and this flower. So here's a couple of things you could do. You could draw a tiny little petal in between. You could draw a big petal that looks like it goes behind this little flower. You know, it's up to you. You are the artist and you can solve the problem however you think is best. Me, I'm just going to draw a tiny little petal. There we go. But right here, I'll draw a bigger petal. And definitely right here, I'll draw a nice big petal. So now I've got my 3 primary colors. Now I'm going to remember and practice what goes between red and yellow. Between red and yellow will always be orange. So I'm going to go ahead and color that in. And what always goes between blue and yellow? Between blue and yellow on our color wheel? Yeah, the secondary color named green will go right here. And this petal, because I drew it little, it's going to take no time at all to color in. And then between blue and red, between the primary colors blue and red, is the color purple. So I'm going to go ahead and color that in. All right, so there we go. I've got my 3 color wheel flowers that I've drawn and colored. Now remember, the main idea here is really to know and to be able to create a primary color and secondary color wheel. But these are going to be our flower color wheels. I really want you to know the 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. And I really want you to know that in between those primary colors, we have 3 secondary colors. Between red and yellow is orange. Between yellow and blue is green. And between blue and red is purple. Now, these colors have special places on the color wheel because they tell us what color makes purple. Well, when you mix blue and red together, you'll make purple. And what color do you get when you mix yellow and blue? You get green. And what color do you make when you mix red and yellow together? Orange. Knowing the color wheel helps you be a better artist because you know how to make secondary colors. Now, you could just leave your flowers like they are, just floating around in white space, or you can just grab your crayons and have yourself a lot of fun. Maybe you want to draw a little flower vase for your flowers to be sitting in. That could be cool. I can draw a nice little curved line at the bottom here. I'm going to use that light purple. And I'm going to draw some sides to my flower pot. Now, this is going to be the front lip of my flower pot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my green. I'm going to draw myself some nice stems using a double line. And then here's a stem for this flower. A double line for that stem. And then let's see, we'll do this flower stem right there. Now, it's way more fun when you add a lot more color. So I'm going to go ahead and add some color to mine. Maybe I'll add some leaves to my flowers. This one has a big old leaf that goes behind this flower. Look at that. I go right up, over, and back again. You can see he's just kind of right behind that other little flower. I'm carefully going to color him. That nice little leaf back there. And maybe just do a little baby leaf over here. Maybe I'll give him two. He's a really happy flower. He's like, hey! Now, I can go ahead and draw the back side of my flower pot. Yep. Notice it's going right behind those other stems and leaves that I drew. And I can go ahead and add some color in here. Make it look like they're sitting in the flower pot. Now, because this is all just one crayon I'm using, I can actually make it look a little different by changing how hard I press. Sometimes it hurts our hands a lot to press hard with crayons. But sometimes if you just press and keep going over the same spot, and you don't have to press too hard, but if you just keep going over the same spot over and over again, eventually it'll build up and you'll get a nice dark color. Just like that. There. Add a little bit of more darkness here to the corner. Maybe make it a little darker on this edge over here and in this corner. Yeah. You know what? I can go digging through my crayons. Maybe I can find a nice dark green. Add a little value. Yeah, there's a nice dark green. Add a little dark green. Oh, see how that really makes the leaf pop? When you add some variety, a little bit of a different color, like a darker color, light green and a dark green, it really can make a nice, it makes it look nice, a visual impact. Hey, where's that dark purple? I can do that with this too. There we go. I really feel like I should color the inside a little bit darker, right? Don't you think? Usually be inside of vases and pots. The light can't get in there, so it's a little darker. There we go. Nice. And hey, we can think about what's going on in the back. I don't know. Maybe there's a wallpaper. You can use the side of your crayon. Add some nice color quickly. That way. I like to use the side of my crayon when I want to do a quick ground coloring, right? If I want to color the whole thing quickly. And look, it gets, it's not perfectly even, when I use my pincher fingers and I use the side of my crayon. It's not perfectly even, and it's not solidly colored in. But you know what? It looks about the same all the way around, which is a really nice, even look. And I think that is nice. I like that. So that's what I'm going to do here. You'll see how I have to carefully kind of pick up my crayon because I don't want to color over the lighter areas like the yellow or the green. So I had to carefully kind of pick up my crayon and use the side of it in some of those smaller areas. All right. Hey, check that out. Color wheel flowers. All right. So remember the goal here, we're learning our primary and our secondary colors. I really want you to know these and to be able to create your own color wheels. All right. Have fun, and I'll see you later. Bye.